Hello, and welcome back to the Dungeons & Dragons podcast UK. My name is Yasmin, and I will be the DM.
Hi, my name's Spencer. I play Cadeaux, a cleric from Gavany, who has a pet dog called Pickle.
Hi, my name is Samantha. I play Elora Greyvale, and she is a sorceress from the province of Nephalia.
Hello, I'm Colin, and I play Cuin de Greymont, a paladin from Thraben in the province of Gavany.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I play Ogvar Shorefort, a goat-herding, mushroom-seeking ranger from Kessig.
As Axsom's struggle for wealth, power and control continues, and fueled by fury toward those that dare seek to expose his transgressions, the sinful city lord staunchly stands against Selhoff's holy sanctum. Atop the two towers, and vulnerable to the repeated airborne assaults from the vigorous volleys of incoming arrows, our companions and Cathars have the high ground and are determined to defend their domain. Episode 94. Flight Club.
Cuin stood behind the door with your Cathar, your group of Cathars. You hear this whistling sound and then an incredible boom. You see the doors in front of you bow inwards, pressing against this solid wooden beam. The beam itself bows and splinters further, and items which are piled up behind it are again shoved back further. The doors resume their previous position, albeit more damaged now than they were before.
Does Cadeaux have time to communicate to Ruth what he's just seen happen?
You used your 4-round action to use 2 bolts, didn't you?
Yeah.
No.
No, okay. Until the next turn.
Okay, so the archers remaining on the roof. They release another volley of arrows which bounces harmlessly off the tiled roof above you. It maybe knocks a couple of tiles loose which slide down with this kind of ceramic, this kind of clay tile tinkle, and they kind of smash off the top of the parapet and bounce down below. Ogvar, what are you doing?
How many more people are there at the bottom of the
So
tower?
there are now 5 people.
Okay,
They've just come over the walled garden. The walled garden itself was probably only about 20 foot long, but at the bottom there are 4 people stood at the bottom of the wall after they've just landed, and 1 person who is still on the floor.
Okay, so is he? He's just on the floor. I can't tell whether he's up or down.
He is still wiggling. He is still moving.
Okay, I will aim at him and try and take him out.
Okay, roll to hit.
Okay. It's going to be a 15 on my first attack.
That is going to hit. Yep.
Okay, cool. That's going to be a 5 points of damage.
Yep. Nice. Where's the wiggler? There he is.
And if he's still wiggling, I'll have a go with my second attack as well.
He's
please.
still wiggling.
Okay.
Yep. So roll to hit.
That's going to be a 14.
14 will hit. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so I rolled down on that one. And that's going to be an extra 3 points of damage from there.
Okay. Yeah, you pin him with another 2 arrows, and he is screaming in agony on the floor. He's probably flipped over onto his back. You can now see 3 arrows stuck out of his general torso area. 1 kind of lower left side of his torso, 1 in the shoulder, and 1 kind of in his bicep, just pinning him down. They are good solid hits, and you can see even from that distance his chest rising and falling with deep breaths as he's panting in pain. His companions around him kind of scatter away from him. One tries to move him, but realises pretty quickly that your arrow, which has gone through his arm, has actually pinned him into the floor.
Okay.
And moving him is just going to cause pain.
Good. Can I use a sending stone to tell everyone what's going on?
Yes, you may.
Okay, so I'll use a sending stone. Hello, everybody. Ogvar here. There are some people coming up the back of the church. There was 5, and now there's 4. So, not too many, but may cause a problem if there's more.
Okay. Is that everything?
I believe so. Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. That next up, and yep. Okay. No one's noticed then. Yep. Okay, and the main force again. The main force this time, they have scattered. They've all dived away when this catapult exploded. But you do hear Elora and Cadeaux. You can hear the distant rumbling of wheels over cobble. Okay. That's going to be paused on that turn. That's not going to do anything. Okay. Cuin, you see Esther. Esther arrives behind you. Oh, hello, dearie. Is there anything I can help with? Do you need a bit of welly?
Really? Yes. I think Ogvar threw one of those earlier over at Drudel. I didn't think it was here. Okay.
Well, it must have been a good toss then.
Yes. Well, you know what they say. Anyway, we're all set here, ready to receive anybody who gets through. I don't know what the situation is in the in the rear garden. Do you want to take over here and I'll go to the rear garden, or do you want to stay here?
Okay, dearie. Yes, I shall give them a warm welcome.
Okay. Well, you staying here or go to the rear exit?
No, off you go, dearie. I shall stay here and hold the fort, or the church as it may be.
Awesome. Ah!
Okay. So, Ogvar, as you are stood above the scene in the back garden, you begin to see another head pops up over the top of the wall. And then you begin to see bits of equipment being passed over and dropped down into the waiting arms of the people below. And as these pieces are dropped over, they begin to assemble it. And make me a wisdom check.
Oh, great. That'll be a 5.
Yeah, you are not quite sure what they're making. You'd assume it's something to get in, but you're not sure what they are making. It looks to be wooden in construction.
Okay. Rightio.
Okay. So,
They're making you a swing set.
Climbing frame.
the rumbling gets louder. As arriving in position of the old one, a fresh, heavy catapult arrives.
How?
How do you mess those in the Axsom estate? Where were they?
Well, and they're very quick to move, aren't they? It's taken them 6 seconds to get it in the place of the old one.
You know what they say? Magic.
Yeah, that's D&D.
It has been moving for 2 rounds.
Right.
And previous rounds as well. Okay, Cuin. You are heading towards the back door, correct?
I'm heading towards the back door.
Yep, so you pass the stairway leading down to the vault. Make me a listen check.
20.
Very nice.
Nice.
20.
Goody, goody.
Nice. From the top of the stairway, heading down to the vault, you almost miss it. You hear a thud. Then a pause. And then another thud. Perhaps a bit louder than the last. And then a pause. And then another thud.
He's like one of those paintings where the eyes just go left and right.
How can I be in two places at once? Is what he's trying to figure out.
Cuin will go forward and into where the back door is, and go. I think somebody's coming up through the old vault down below. Don't know what we could do about it at this precise moment in time. Oh well.
Yeah, it's a smaller group. It's a very small door. It's a single file door. So there's probably 5 Cathars.
Okay.
At the back door.
Yeah.
They look at you with varying states of alarm. Cadeaux, you're up next.
Elora, they've got another one. Do you want to go again?
Well, I've got something. I've still got stuff I can use. Yeah.
Right, we'll go again then.
Right. Okay.
We're going to follow the same plan in what I'm now calling Arrow Tower.
Okay, so we're gonna obviously, Elora, you're going to defer your turn. In the meantime, you hear the commanders shouting again. This female voice going, "Get it ready! Make sure it can fire!" And you can roll me a. You're going to use your crossbow again, Cadeaux?
Yeah, same plan. Let's pick a number.
Yep. Which ones are you trying to hit?
Actually, let's feel like we're picking on people. We'll go for the same 2.
Okay, 7 and 8.
Yeah, 7 and 8. Getting grumpy with them now. A 21 to start.
Okay, nice. That'll hit. Roll your damage for that one.
That's 9 damage.
Okay. Neat. And the second one?
And the second one. Ooh, that'll be 29. So I'm guessing that hits.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Yep. Second one. Roll your
The
damage.
second one. 9 damage.
Nice.
Okay, so you fire off 2 shots. Your first one hits this archer, and you see them stumble back. They drop their bow in the process. The second one lands dead through the archer's heart, and you see him drop to the floor motionless. Well, drop to the roof motionless. In the meantime, the Cathars have rolled a 17, which is the highest they've rolled so far.
At last.
I know, right?
Finally,
it's good, isn't it?
Finally joining in.
Okay. Reflex. They're not going to make the reflex save on the roof. So, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points of damage. So, the Cathars on the roof, they take aim at... they are obviously firing around and trying to put down some suppressing fire, so to speak. But they aim at the furthest pair on the right-hand side. And they pickle them with arrows, basically. They are, they take several good hits. There are several, you hear yelps of pain as these arrows strike. They're not downed, but they do look a little bit like hedgehogs.
Right. So,
Okay. Elora.
Right, Elora, it's your issue. Come on, something spectacular.
Elora is going to cast her newly acquired spell. She's going to cast Defenestrating Sphere. It has 180 foot range. It has a fort partial save of 16. When you cast this spell, you create a violently swirling sphere of air. You can make I can make the sphere travel up to 30 feet per round. For me, the duration is 8 rounds. And it will strike a creature or object I indicate as a ranged touch attack. Ranged touch is a d20 plus 8, so let's go with it. It's a 16.
Yeah, it's... What are you aiming at here? The
I'm
catapult?
aiming at... Sorry, I didn't state that. I am aiming at the catapult to start with.
Yeah, well, it's not going to jump out of the way, so yeah, you're going to hit that.
Okay. Right, okay, here we go.
Oh, that's an idea, an animated catapult.
Oh, God. Right. Any creature struck by the spear takes 3d6 points of damage from the force of its winds. So I'll start with that first. 3d6.
Okay. What was the saving throw on it?
Fort partial, but I better read the rest of this. In addition, medium or smaller creatures must succeed on a fortitude save or be knocked prone. It has 2-foot radius sphere. Creatures that fall prone must then succeed on a second fort save.
Okay, so roll your initial 3d6 points of damage.
Okay, so that's 11 points of damage. And then it has a fort save, so obviously it doesn't get a fortitude saved. It can be swept up into the air and driven 1d8 by 10 feet into the air.
Did it just say smaller creatures for that sweeping up into the air?
Yes, medium or smaller creatures.
What size would a catapult be?
Yeah, no,
quite
heavy
large.
catapult is not a medium.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so...
But it's on wheels, so it's easier to move.
Push it back
yeah,
down the
it's still
hill.
not gonna, it's
Push it back where it came from.
Okay, that didn't work quite the way I was expecting it to, probably because I didn't take
Well,
that into
give
account
it-
fully.
Give it a second. Right, all 4 operators of the catapult
Oh.
failed their saves. So they were all knocked prone.
Right.
What was the second one?
Right, okay, so if they are knocked prone, creatures that fall prone, or they get a fort save, they missed it, didn't they? Creatures that fall prone must
They
then
failed.
succeed on a second fort save or be swept up by the sphere. So they all need to make another fort save.
What's your spell save DC?
Spell save DC, well, it's 16.
All of them failed their second fortitude save.
Okay, so if they fail,
So they're going to take... They take 3d6 points of damage, yeah?
they all take 3d6 points of damage, and in addition,
Right.
they are driven 1d8 by 10 feet into the air, which is they're driven 50 feet into the air, and then they drop 1d6 squares from their original position in random directions, and they take falling damage as normal.
Yep, okay, so roll me your 3d6 points of damage to start off with.
Did I not do that?
No, you didn't.
You did 11 damage
I
to
did
the
11
catapult,
damage.
but
Oh,
this
for the
is to the
catapult.
people.
Oh, to people. Oh. Okay, 6, 11, 14.
14 points of
14
damage.
points of damage each.
And then falling damage.
Tell you what,
on
I'll
top.
let you roll the 5d6.
The 5d6.
To see where they go.
Yep.
Oh, okay. 5d6.
Well, no, it's 5d6 falling damage, isn't it?
5d6 falling
Of course,
damage.
yeah, 1 for each 10 feet.
Okay, so that's 4, 8, 12, 15, 17 points of damage each.
19.
19?
Yeah, your mother's maths is...
Sorry, 19 points of damage.
Okay. You cast this spell, and this small sphere of whirling wind appears at the centre of this catapult. The catapult itself is tossed by the wind.
Oh, hang on.
Damage you see.
Hang on a minute. The sphere can affect a maximum of 1 creature or object per round. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Right, okay, no, so you see this small swirling sphere of wind appear in the on the catapult, in the catapult, and it buffets the structure, and you see bits of wood come tearing off, a couple of strings come loose, and it does a little bit of damage to the catapult, but the operators are kind of, they're not blown away, but they're holding on for dear life and being buffeted by these tail end winds. Okay, are you doing anything else in your turn?
So you get one of them, don't you?
Yeah, I get one of them. No, that's...
No, because you went for the catapult.
Oh. Yeah, because I went for the cat. Oh yeah, because I went for the cat.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Okay, sorry. Okay, got that now. No, I think she would just duck down, putting her back against the wall.
Okay, so next up we have the archers on the roof. They're going to fire again. There are a few of them. You've taken down 3 already, but 9 still remain. And with a 15 to hit. So, Cadeaux and Elora, 15 to hit.
Oh no.
Didn't you have both?
No,
You've still got mage armor.
I've still got
kicking on,
mage
haven't
armor
you?
active.
Yeah.
No.
Woo! Yeah, get in.
Yep. So this volley of arrows, you hear the sound of twanging bowstrings as arrows fly loose. They soar through the air, and you have enough time. All of your Cathars and yourself, you all manage to kind of duck behind cover. And again, the front of this tower is peppered with arrows. You can see some of them sticking out of the woodwork on these corner posts. You can hear some of the tiles on the roof as they're struck shatter and slide off, landing on the floor behind you. And you can hear even more arrows breaking against the front wall. The castellated wall in front of you, and you do see the occasional arrowhead kind of flick over and break, but nothing hits you. You're able to take cover and you're perfectly fine. Ogvar, looking over the back garden, you have currently got I believe it was 3 in the garden, with more coming over. You have the one pinned to the floor, so his friends have just tried to pick him up and off the floor, move him, but your arrow has buried so deep that he's actually pinned into the hard earth.
Good.
What are you doing?
Right. How big is said garden?
So the back garden, the wall garden, it's fairly big. It's probably about 30 foot deep.
Okay.
Reasonably wide. It's as wide as a church is, and it's kind of like this big U shape.
Okay. Are they coming up on, or they come down off the wall? Is the wall low or is the wall high?
So yeah, the wall is basically as tall as kind of the. I say tall as a church. It's obviously not up to the towers, but it is still a good 50 foot high. Clearly, they've thrown their grappling hooks over. They're using some other means to climb up the wall.
So they're coming up, and then the garden's there. They're not coming up and down into the garden.
No, sorry, they're coming up and over. They're coming down in.
Okay. What I would like to do. Oh yes, I remember the water toilet drawing. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorted.
Yeah.
Okay. So where they're coming over, and sort of like that area.
Yeah.
I would like to cast Entangle.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Okay, what's the range on that?
400 feet plus 40 per level. So I think I can get it.
Yeah, just about, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon that'll reach.
Yep, okay, so you cast Entangle.
So I'd like it, as they drop down, they've got no choice but to drop into that area.
Yeah, okay, definitely. So what's the exact description of the spell there?
Okay, grass, weeds, bushes, and even trees wrap, twist, and entwine about creatures in the area. For those that enter the area, holding them fast, causing them to become entangled. The creature can break free and move half its normal free speed. Hold on. The creature can break free and move half its normal speed by using a full round action to make a DC 20 strength check or DC 20 escape artist check. A creature that succeeds on a reflex save is not entangled and can still move at only half speed. Each round on your turn, the plants once again attempt to entangle all creatures that have avoided the escape the entangle.
How long is that in effect?
1 minute.
Okay, so that's 10 rounds, nice. Okay, so you're casting that.
Yes.
Okay, so there are 3 in the area at the moment. Let's make them, is it a reflex save, was it?
Yes.
To avoid being entangled?
Yes.
Okay, so let's make some reflex saves here. Okay, so that was a 16, a 1 and a 2. So the guy on the floor, he has got literally no chance. He is pinned to the floor, he disappears into the shrubbery. One of the other invaders is similarly grabbed, entangled, firmly wrapped up. The third one is able to kind of hop out of the way and just manages to avoid being caught, doing a kind of twister-esque manoeuvre. But as you cast this spell, you have this kind of feeling, this kind of deep pulse of nature, and the smell of grass, the smell of trees becomes more prominent, something which you'd pick up on probably more than anyone else, being from Kessig, being used to the forest of the woods. This kind of woodsy, forested smell just kind of strengthens, and everything kind of feels a bit more at home somehow. And you see this garden, and this garden is kind of a multi-purpose space. You can see some areas of bold grass where clearly the Cathars mess around a lot. They'll fight, they'll practice their skills. You've got a little area in the corner where Ruth has clearly got her little garden. You can see things like sweet pea, carrots, little vegetable beds, raised beds. And you can also see some more kind of a little orchardy area. Clearly they grow apples, pears, things like that. So as you watch, everything in the garden almost seems to speed up. The grass shoots out of the ground in this area that you've cast your spell. And it becomes this very thick, frondy grass which wraps around and creates this really lush looking carpet. The trees and vines crawl up the wall, reaching out and almost spilling over the top. And everything, all of these branches almost animate and curl around. You see them kind of just grabbing and becoming this big bushy thicket. You could probably say that Ruth isn't going to be very happy about the state of her garden, but she would much rather have the invaders gone. So yeah, the bottom of the garden now looks very wild. Okay, so is that your full turn?
Yeah, that's actually. Oh, well, obviously, I'll just stay there looking down. I might shout down to them. Oh, you all stay down there, and I'm sure one of my friends will come and deal with you in due time.
Okay, so next up, outside. As you're kind of stood there, as you're watching Cadeaux, Elora, Ogvar, you can probably hear this as well. You hear this kind of this jeering noise from outside of this crowd of guardsmen. They're not moving forwards, they're not attacking yet, the door has not been breached, but they are getting rowdier and rowdier. Just trying to read my own writing here.
It says they all decide to leave for lunch.
They've gone on strike. Unions stepped in, have they?
Staying on the picket line.
Yeah, no. You just hear this noise banging and clattering as they begin to bang on shields and clatter on the floor. They're just starting to get really hyped up because they can see that the front door is now taking quite a lot of damage. Probably from the outside they can see a lot of debris, a lot of splintered wood. They're just getting more and more excited. Esther, behind the front door, she would turn to the Cathars assembled. She go, come on, dearies, let's... Jolly ho, get some of those pews behind the door. Let's wrap it up a bit more. So she'll kind of talk to the Cathars and G them up a bit. She's going to get them to try and reinforce the what's the word I'm looking for?
Barricade.
Yeah, she'll get them to try and reinforce the barricade behind the door. Okay. Ogvar, as you're watching over the back garden, the two that are entangled are going to make... Is it reflex saves?
Strength or escape artist.
Strength checks. They're going to make strength checks, and they're not going to manage it. So the two that are entangled, you can see them kind of writhing around, trying to push these branches off. You can see the one trying to, just slip out of it, wiggle. He's grabbed solidly around the hips by a big twisted branch. You can see him pushing and just kind of wiggling like he's trying to get into a tight pair of jeans. And the other one is currently trying to hack away at the branches which are entangling his arms and legs. But there's very little success. They're not doing a great job of it. As you watch, and as these three you've got one dancing around trying to get out, two wiggling around trying to get out, you see another figure appear on the top of the wall, quickly followed by yet another. The first figure to appear seems to spot the danger below and pauses, but is very quickly shoved off the wall by his companion coming up behind.
Excellent.
And he falls into the thicket below, and he's going to take 7 points of damage as he falls into the ground. And I think you get the entanglement that happens, unless he makes a reflex.
Yeah, it's reflex save, yeah.
Yeah, 7 is not going to make it. So he too, as he falls in, he kind of hits the ground. You hear a thump and a crack as he crashes through branches, and then a yelp as he's very quickly wrapped up and entangled. The other member of the team, he's stood at the top of the wall. It's not a wide wall, it's quite a narrow wall, so he is just kind of squatting there, holding on, and he's just observing what is going on underneath.
Are you looking for a D&D podcast with a dark side? Something more like Game of Thrones and less like Monty Python? Tale of the Manticore is part dark fantasy audio drama, part solo D&D RPG. There's no plot armor here. The dice make all the important decisions. Join me as I resurrect the excitement, wonder, and emotion of old school D&D. Made for a mature audience, Tale of the Manticore is both a fiction and a game. It's the story where chaos rolls.
Okay, so top of the round. The catapult outside. Let's see. Bang on the DC 15. And let's see, it's being reloaded. So you see this movement from the team again as they, working as a 4-man team, they pull back the arm, reload. You see the crew chief re-sight the catapult at the front door. And it is leased. You see this big lump of what looks to be, it's wrapped up in a kind of net, but it looks to be kind of barrels, boulders, rocks. It's all wrapped up in this one net, and it flies towards the front door.
I love the fact she's describing this all to you directly, like it's a personal battle. You versus the catapult.
Elora's now feeling stressed.
We've got an aromatherapy candle for that.
Yeah, we have, haven't we? Focusing candle.
Yeah. So this net of junk flies through the air, and you hear the whistling as the wind, as it whips forward and the wind whistles through the netting, and it strikes against the front door, and you see this kind of smashing. It seems to be made of kind of small rocks, bits of broken barrel. You see some barrels smashing, some splintering. The front door itself bows inwards slightly before coming back to its natural resting position. You see, you can't see, but you feel the impact as it rumbles through the church. And you see some kind of splinters of wood, some big long splinters kind of ping off from what you'd assume is the front door, as it is struck once more by the catapult. Okay, so Cuin and the backdoor Cathars.
There must be a better name for them than that.
You go. You go. And here. And I've said nothing. Right.
If you're going to be in a gang,
One of the Cathars at the back got a speaking stone, or have I got a speaking stone?
You took 2 speaking stones up, didn't you? You took one up to Ogvar, one up to Elora.
Yeah.
And then Ruth has got one.
Yes.
I would say that they would have probably on their way past Ruth, or Ruth would have probably given them a speaking stone. Yeah.
But, and talking's just an interaction, it's not there.
Yeah, it's free action.
But,
as long as it's not too long. Don't go give me warnings.
How are things going back there? Ask Ogvar for a report on how things are going in the back garden.
Is you talking to Ruth, are you?
I'm talking to Ruth to relay to Ogvar to ask how things.
So the speaking stones aren't all connected to Ruth. You can talk to Ogvar directly.
Oh, Ogvar, how are things going in the back garden?
Shh. Starting off again,
Okay.
lovely.
I didn't say it.
Shall I reply, or have I got to wait for my turn?
You know what? I'll let you reply.
Okay. Look, Cuin, I've slowed them down a bit. They should be filtering slowly. Open the door, but don't go out.
Shh.
Don't. I'll cry again.
Over.
So funny.
Anyway. Okay, well, I heard some rumbling down in the cellar. I'll go and check out what's going on. I'll take a couple of Cathars with me, and it won't be far. Right. So I'm going to go and go to the cellar.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
So
as far as I'm concerned, everything is A-OK in the back garden. I'm not that far away,
yeah. No.
if needed. I'm going to go and check what's going on down in the cellar, if that's okay.
Okay. So how many Cathars are you taking with you?
Well, there were how many were there?
There were 5 at the back door.
I'll take 2.
2. Okay.
Is that 3 and 3 then?
Yeah. Okay, so you take 2 Cathars with you. It's probably going to be Roman, the paladin, and it's probably actually going to be Colbean. He's probably tagged on at the back. You can see he's still limping slightly, but it's not going to really affect him fighting in any way. But you head down to the vault. And as you head down the steps, it is quiet. But as you come into sight of the vault door, you can see... Make me a spot check, please.
Oh, that's not very good. 8.
8. Okay. As you come down to the door, you can see that the door is... It doesn't really look any different from how you left it. It's still locked. You checked that it was locked. You're pretty sure it's still locked. It hasn't changed. There's nothing's changed in the surroundings since you checked it.
But I'd still... Can I hear any more?
Maybe a listen check.
I shouldn't have done that. My listening's crap.
Positive mental attitude.
11.
11, yeah, okay. You cannot currently hear anything.
Right. Well,
But you definitely heard noise coming from down this way.
well, I'm going to open the door.
Okay, you're opening the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to go up to it, put the key in, lock, open it up. Okay. Excellent.
It's Cuin's a simple person. He does simple things to do.
Okay, so you put the key into the lock. You turn it, you hear this heavy chunk as it turns. And you push the door open. To be greeted with a view in front of you of 3 individuals stood in the room. You can see that the hidden passage, which I didn't think you didn't close it up, but you obviously locked the door off. You see the hidden passage behind you is lit. Behind them, is lit. They've clearly come up through this hidden passage. They are holding a ram, which they've clearly been using to bash on the door, which was the noise you heard. And they stand there quite surprised that you have actually opened the door for them. The door which they've been trying to get through. Where was I? Yeah. So you see these 3 individuals, 1 female, 2 male. They're all quite short, quite wiry looking. They all have tangled hair, which is quite in shades of kind of brown and black. And they're holding what appears to be a ram, which they've clearly been using to pound into the back of the door. They look very surprised to see that someone has actually opened the door up to them. And with that, you can roll initiative. You're doing initiative inside an initiative.
Oh, cool. Heavens above.
17.
Okay, so, Cadeaux, you're up next.
Can I still see One Ear?
Yes, you can.
She looked like she was in charge, didn't she? It looked like One Ear was giving instructions.
No, you could just see her in the midst of the crowd.
Could I? Oh, I thought she was like rallying under troops and.
No.
Is it worth me picking on One Ear then? Probably not. How many archers are still opposite me? There were originally 12, weren't there?
There are now 9. You've killed 3 of them.
Oh, let's try and take out some more of them. Let's at least get rid of the people who are trying to shoot us before we carry on with anything else. So I'm going to just say in general into my speaking stone, so the world knows. Going to keep dealing with these archers because we keep getting volleys of arrows, and then I'm going to fire at which pairs are left?
So we have 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 is left, and 11 and 12.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7 on his own, and 11, 12.
11, and I've already hit 11 and 12 a bit, haven't I?
No, 5 and 6.
5 and 6. Let's try and finish off 5 and 6 then. So we'll fire a bolt at each of them.
Okay.
See if it's any good.
Are you commanding your Cathars to do the same thing?
Yes.
Okay. So roll to hit then.
That's not a bad start. So that'd be a 22. Oh no, it won't. It'll be a 24 because we've still got blessed aim effective. Because we can't have been fighting for 8 minutes.
Okay, that is going to hit, definitely.
Okay. In which case, what's that one? The one that's actually. The one that's flashing at me. So that one's going to take 10 points of damage. And then let's fire at the next one. Now critical range for my crossbow is 19 and 20, and that's a 19. So
okay, so roll to confirm
nice.
the crit.
Go on, confirm it. No.
That's only 14.
14 will not hit.
Oh, so it's just a normal. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's all right. We'll take 11 points of damage though.
Okay. Yeah, so you fire off, you poke your head above the parapet, and you fire off 2 bolts. One at this, both of these archers are on the left-hand side of the church as you look out. You fire off 2 bolts, one at each of them on the same rooftop, and you see your bolts strike. They are torso shots. They have dealt some quite a big damage. You can see the one archer drops to his knee, holding his side. His bow dips down. He looks severely wounded. And while you've been doing this, your Cathars have fired off their own volley of bolts and arrows, and they've been targeting the assailants on the next rooftop along, and you can see that the rooftop has been peppered with arrows. You can see the white fletching sticking up into the air as it's buried into the roof, and you can see they've been peppered. They've been forced to dive for cover, but they have taken a couple of glancing blows. They've got some cuts, you can imagine, and they've taken a bit of damage as well.
Which numbers are those?
3 and 4. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so Cadeaux, are you doing anything else? It's your full turn to do that, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's my full turn if I fire twice.
Okay, so again you hear this shout going up from in the crowd. You see these 2 commanders again, or what you'd assume are commanders, shouting out, bellowing more orders. They're trying to get the troops in line, ready to attack when the door finally breaks. You hear the booming cries as they're just trying to, hear the odd disciplining shout, "Fuck off, get over there." Okay, Elora, what are you doing?
Well, Elora's now got a problem because I'm assuming that as they shot their arrows, she wouldn't have been able to simultaneously kind of bob up and use that as cover to do what she was going to do.
Oh, sorry. Completely forgot we were doing that.
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
And she definitely can't get her mirror out and poke that.
No, you're not. No.
No.
You've already tried that.
I know. Just trying it again.
You need a bigger mirror.
I don't think she can really do anything this round, because unless she sticks her head over the parapet, and she's going to get hit with something probably. She could give it a go, I suppose.
Okay.
All right. She's going to attempt to just try and pop her head through the castellations just enough to see where the catapult is and the catapult operators.
Yeah, you can pop your head up enough, and yeah, you can see what the catapult and its operators are.
Okay, First thing she's going to do is, as a move action, she is going to move the defenestrating sphere.
Okay.
She's going to move that across to where the catapult operator is.
Okay. Which one? There are 4 of them.
Whichever one looks like they are actually... Oh, it doesn't really matter.
The one on the firing handle.
Yeah, I would say the one that's on the firing pin, or the one that's loading, either one.
Okay, so you send this sphere over.
Okay. Okay, so as I move the sphere over, it's a violently swirling sphere of air. They are medium creatures, aren't they? They're classed as medium. Okay, so the person struck by that takes 3d6 points of damage.
Okay.
Do they get a saving throw? Fortitude partial. Okay, let me just read this out again. It takes 3d6 points of damage. In addition, it must succeed on a fort save or be knocked prone, so we'll start with that one.
Okay, so there are 3d6 points of damage.
Okay.
Help yourself.
Thank you very much.
Strong
that's
start.
11. That's 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage. What's your spell save DC?
Blah, blah, blah. His spell save DC is 22.
No, not your personal. The one on the spell.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say. I don't know. Where is it?
Well, what level spell is it?
Well, isn't it 10?
What level spell is it? Level 4?
It's a 4th level.
So
it's 10 plus... Oh, sorry. It's right there. 18. Sorry. It's right in front of me.
Yeah. Okay, no, he is knocked. So you direct your... It's a 2-foot sphere, isn't it?
It is a 2-foot sphere,
Yeah, you direct this little sphere over to the operator, and he is unable to get out of the way before it strikes him, and you see him kind of buffeted backwards and then smashed into the floor. What happens next?
Right, he then gets thrown 1d8 by 10 feet into the air. So...
Roll.
Oh,
Jesus!
He's gone 80 feet into the air.
hang on. Yeah, is it 8d6 you're going to need? 5. No. We've got enough.
I'm liking this spell. Right, yeah. So, and then of course, the next thing is he will take falling damage. So, hang on. Oh, look at this. 6.
I think
12.
he's dead.
I think he's dead.
24. 28. 30. 35 points of falling damage.
So that's 40 and
He's
all,
going to be
50
strawberry
and all.
jam, isn't he?
Hey,
He's going to plumb it onto his head, isn't he?
And if he falls onto the catapult,
Yes, there's a random direction, I believe, as
if he
well.
falls onto the catapult, imagine the emotional shock to the rest of his team.
Does it take... Hang on, where does it go? 1d8 feet. Oh, and he drops 1d6 squares from his original position in a random direction.
Okay, so roll me.
So 1d6. Oh, hang on. It's on its edge. 2.
12 foot.
Yeah, so he's going to land kind of 5 foot behind, or behind where he was. So,
Oh, in the basket then.
You'd be the next thing to be fired. A load of smush to go up the wall of the church. Marvellous. Elora's like, yeah!
give me a 10% increment and roll for it.
Oh, God, right. 10%. What's my D10? Oh, sorry. 10%. A 35 to 45. Oh, that's a 90.
Yeah, no, he's not going to land back in the basket. No. Okay, so you direct your sphere, your sphere of wind. Sounds really wrong.
Actually, at 80 feet, Elora's going to see him arrive at tower level, isn't she? Hello! She's going to go, I gotcha! There you go, bye! And she's going to duck back down behind the castellations before she's seen where he's landed, unfortunately.
Okay, so you direct your sphere to this
How many turns have you got?
the guy operating the firing lever. You see it buff into him and he's blown backwards and smashed into the floor, unable to move. before he's then scooped up by the wind and thrown into the air. He's already taken a massive amount of damage just from hitting the floor and the force of this wind hitting him. And the fright of being thrown up into the air just about it does him in. He's not even going to take falling damage because he's going to die of fright before that.
So I just see a dead man arrive and disappear.
So his limp carcass is thrown 80 foot into the air, and it's, you know when you get like a AC or Skyrim and you throw someone and they just kind of and the limbs go, the arms go up and the legs kind of, he flies through the air a bit like that, reaching 80 foot high, and he reaches the same level as the tower, and you see his kind of limp corpse as it peaks, and then gravity takes over as his arms spread and he flops back down to the ground, and there's this bang, massive crack as he hits the floor, and you can see brains spilling out everywhere. He has landed behind the catapult, so he is at the back anyways. He landed behind the catapult, somewhere behind the catapult on the street, and you can see his twisted and mangled corpse with blood slowly pooling down amidst the cobbles running back down the hill.
Elora is, she's actually agog. Her mouth's open. She's actually so impressed with this new ability of hers that she's... Wow! Cadeaux, did you see that?
Yeah, you made a human kite.
She's going to start laughing and duck back down. That's what she's going to do.
Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Chuckling to herself, yeah, that's... actually...
Oh God, there's more.
That was only your movement.
Actually, no, that was only my movement. Yeah, so at this point, she's not going to duck back down. She will then throw a lightning bolt directly at the catapult.
How does that work with your currently existing spell? Is it concentration?
No, it's not a concentration spell. It's just in existence for the next 6 rounds now.
Okay, so you're going to throw a lightning bolt.
Yeah, she's now going to throw a bolt of electricity. Goes for a 120-foot line, so it should be able to hit. She should be able to target the catapult. But it is, yeah. So, is there a saving throw? A reflex saving throw for half?
Catapults
Catapults don't have reflexes.
No. So, it will be 8d6 then.
Oh God, you need more of them. How many do you need? I keep putting them away.
Give me dice.
I keep putting them away. You keep getting them out again.
Just don't put them away. I just... Right, that's 7, 8. There we go. Here we go.
Oh, good hooligan.
I've got everybody around the table with that one. 5, 10, 16, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26 points of damage on that. Their catapult. Boom.
How many points?
26.
26.
Yeah.
Lightning damage.
Lightning damage.
Fuck off.
The space catapult comes out now.
They've got like a trail of them down the corridor. There's a whole group of people waiting in an alley going, we'll be out there soon.
They're just rolling straight off of the production line out onto the street.
What are we? We're Catapult 36. It'll be us soon.
The problem will be, they've just seen one of the people they've probably got different uniforms on because they do the catapult, thrown 80 foot in the air. I'm thinking...
The human kite, you mean?
That bloke
Do we
pulled the wrong
really
lever.
want to take this catapult up there?
Yeah, if I was in Team 3, I'd be tying string to my feet.
I'll be headhunted for a job to replace the catapults at this rate.
God.
Just throwing people.
Yeah, so your bolt strikes true. It hits the catapult. You see, again, this charring of the wood as the electricity arcs over the frame. You hear the yelp, a couple of yelps from the operators as they might get sparked by the metal hardware they're touching. Again, you see a couple of small fires break out, but they're very quickly put to bed. And you've done quite a bit of damage on this catapult. It's looking quite charred. The wood's kind of blackened up the front end of it. So yeah,
it's going well, Cadeaux.
And in the distance,
she's just gonna...
you hear rumbling of wheels.
It's going well, Cadeaux. And then she's just going to duck back down, chuckling.
Have you made another kite?
No, but the catapult's smoking a bit. That's it. That's her job.
it's bad for its health.
That's her turn. Done.
Okay, so again, you have.
That was rubbish. You only did. That was rubbish. You only did
Didn't want it
70.
anyway.
You only did 76 points of damage in that turn. It's rubbish.
I'll find it.
Buck up.
Bloody hell. 76, really?
Oh, thank you. Okay, so you hear the twanging of bowstrings. Doesn't that one mean they fire on their own forces?
Or all the bowstrings snap.
Yeah.
All of them at once.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what you had. You had what's it do?
Yeah, it's what happened to a poor old
Broke the bow.
Esther.
Yeah, Esther's both.
Yeah, but that's one person. That's not like 9 people at once. Simultaneous bow breaking.
Well, perhaps they all sneeze simultaneously and shoot the row in front.
The roof collapses.
Shoot!
Fuck it. You know what? 10% increment.
Oh,
Roll it.
excellent. Let's go with 68. 60 to 70. 60 to 80. I was going with 60 to 80. And, you said 10%.
Yes.
60 to 70.
You should have gone with the 80.
Oh, I should have done
Oh, you should have done that.
Scored
Would have been
80.
so funny.
Right. Okay. No, the roof does not collapse under one pair of archers.
Oh.
Boo.
You're no fun.
What? Do you want me to throw more catapults at you?
Well, we just assumed that was happening anyway.
Right. So you hear the twanging of bowstrings as seemingly more arrows are fired off. None of them come anywhere near the top of the roof. A big gust of wind blows around the tower, and the arrows are blown severely off course, not even touching the church. Okay, so next up, Ogvar,
Oh,
looking over the back garden.
okay.
This is the 4th round.
So, I'm assuming we still got a man stood on top of the wall.
Yep.
Okay. So, what I would like to do is take a shot at the man stood on the top of the wall.
Okay, roll to hit.
Okay. 21.
It is definitely going to hit, yeah.
Good.
Roll your damage.
I would like to use one of the charges from my gloves of agile striking to add a d6 to that.
Nice, yep.
Oh, yes. I need to add 6. So that's going to be, what's that, Colin?
14
14
Plus your bonus.
plus a 1. 15. Is that right?
Yeah.
You must have a dex bonus on that, haven't you?
No, not from a bow, not in 3.5. It comes off strength.
Does it? Oh, okay.
Okay, 15 points of damage.
Yes, please.
Wowzers.
That's my first attack.
Yeah, so you release your arrow, and this guy stood on top of the wall. It's not very wide. Dex check. Nat 1. Brilliant.
Nice.
Yeah, so as your arrow lands deep, it probably lands kind of collarbone area. You've hit fairly close to central mass. It smashes into him, and there is an immense amount of force behind this arrow. And he teeters for a minute. You see his arms windmill violently, and then he topples backwards over the wall with a faint "Ah!"
Oh, nice. Is he dead? Or has he gone backwards off the wall?
He's gone backwards
Okay.
off the wall.
Excellent.
It's a 50-foot drop. You're probably going to see that he's probably just carked it.
Cool. Can I use my second attack to shoot at one of the ones that are wrapped up in the branches then?
Yes, you can. Roll to
Excellent.
hit.
That's probably not going to hit with a 4.
Yeah, no, that's not going to hit, no. No.
Brilliant.
They are mostly, with the exception of the one, they're all entangled in these bushes, in the thicket, in the branches. So actually getting a shot off to cleanly hit one of them isn't the easiest thing ever. You probably, although you do aim to, it's probably just caught up in a branch or a stray piece of grass, which is just it probably wraps around your arrow as it enters into the area and just kind of grabs it away.
Okay. Can I shout down to them?
You may.
Okay, I'll say, oh, you're all entangled, and your friend on the top of the wall, he's just gone off the back, so I suggest you take that as a hint and all go away.
Okay. Okay. From the front of the church, you hear this kind of this large amount of jeering and shouting as the main force they're still being whipped up into a bit of a frenzy by their commanders. Behind the front door of the church, Esther is again geeing up the Cathars. She's hold position. We should defeat them once the scallywags get in here. Okay. And then over the back wall, as this one assailant has windmilled backwards and fallen off the wall, Ogvar, you see appearing over the top another person garbed in black.
Okay.
As they too begin to just peek their head above the parapet.
As we fling ourselves back into the fray, Cadeaux and the Cathars continue to pick off particular individuals from a band of anarchist archers below, whilst their arcane counterpart worked on the catapult conundrum. To this end, Elora's recent empowerment knows no bounds, and one victim fell foul of our sorceress's fury as they found themselves swept up in a swirling sphere of air. With fatal force, his subsequent flight path placed him face to face with his formidable foe, and, had his existence not already been expunged, he would have encountered a glint of glee in Elora's eyes before gravity grasped him in its greedy grip once more. Across the evangelical expanse of the roof on the other tower, Ogvar got to grips with growing some flora and fauna in the gardens, before getting to the nitty-gritty of planting a well-placed arrow, causing its recipient to take an almost certain terminal tumble. After detecting a definite banging in the basement, which could only mean bother, Cuin closes in on the commotion and discovers 3 trespassers sporting a rather distinctive door knocker. We wonder if he will invite them in. Find out next week in Secrets of the Silver City. Hey, you made it this far, so lend us your ears for a moment longer if you will. Firstly, we are most humbled that you are enjoying our yarn, and the crew thank you from the bottom of their hearts for your patronage. Producing this podcast is incredibly hard work, and as such, if you would like to support us, there are a few ways in which you could really make a difference. Sharing links to friends and family helps to spread the word so others like you can find us, and in turn they too can enjoy the show. Equally helpful is leaving a 5-star review on Spotify and any other streaming services, which will help us immensely. Or, if you feel you could go that extra mile and contribute a few coppers to keep our creative juices flowing, you can hop on over to our Buy Me a Coffee page or drop us an email. We would all be immensely grateful for your support in any form. Lastly, we invite you to visit our website, where you will find information on our campaign from backstories to settings. Join our Facebook group or follow us on Twitter. All the links are in our episode bios. Don't forget to smash the subscribe and download buttons so you never miss the next episode. See you all again next week, folks.